What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next Patreon War recap. Over the weekend, while we were having our epic war with Warwells, the Patreon clan was having a war as well. I was supposed to be in it on my mini on SERP. Unfortunately, the night before this, or the night of the search, me and the wife were watching the movie. I just completely blanked out. Checked my phone. It was like 3 hours earlier. They were trying to get me to get on. I was like, oh crap, I missed the search, but I still hung out, watched some of the war, and obviously going to do a recap on it. So. Any of my patrons are able to be in these wars. If you guys are interested, again, check the link in the description below. Get all the information you want on that. But let's get to it. Let's get to some. Oops, I'll move there. Get to some attacks. We went against the clan Kickass, and it was boring. Honestly, it was an unfortunate matchup. They didn't try. They didn't use most of their attacks, which I think made some of our guys lose interest. We didn't even use all of our attacks. But we beat them badly. It was mathematically over. So I think people just sort of, holiday weekend and all, understandable. But let's get to some attacks here. Let's check it out. The number one, Casso, taking him on Town Hall. It's a Town Hall 11, but it's not. You know what I mean? He's got a level 3 Inferno. He has the Eagle Artillery. So that's, in of itself, that makes it adds a degree of difficulty. But I love what he does here. He comes in with a bowler walk. Look at this. Bowlers, healers, and it's a perfect base for it because, we've talked about how the bowlers are pretty unpredictable. Now, obviously, in the last, few days, we've seen some innovation there as far as just mass bowlers, and all you gotta do is make sure that the funnel is right, and then it doesn't really matter where they go because there's just so many of them. But this is perfect for it because there's nowhere else for them to go. They're going to bounce in. Look how they start actually taking out some of the secondary. This base is not good, don't get me wrong, but they're actually taking out the first layer of defenses and the secondary layer of defenses. So it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for this. So they're just going to let them walk around all the way up to this completely exposed queen. Why he did that, I don't know. But again, the only threat of this base is that core. So he's just got to set it up, get to that core. So he's taking out defenses, but he's also setting it up perfectly. He's creating this huge wide funnel as far as getting into that core goes. So the poison spell for the queen there just to slow down some damage. You see those pink walls, just like one bounce from the bowler's rocks, take it out. Basically, he might have used wall breakers there. I didn't see. I don't think he did, but he could have. Comes in from there, goes into that little compartment, and now from the top, he's going to wall breaker in, and from there, he is going to be able to go sort of inside this base. Now, his queen's going down up top. The bowler's still doing their thing, still taking out defenses, still bouncing those rocks in there. Wall breakers on the backside. This is where he wants to come from. He's created a funnel here. He wants to use it. So he's going to come in on the backside, even more wall breakers all the way in. The king goes down. He's going to drop his Valks in, and then he's going to use them to get right into that core. And from there, he knows what's going to happen. He knows that once that core's taken care of, everything's taken care of. Drops the first rage just to want to let them in as quickly as possible. Some of them are going to try to wrap around, but right there they get pulled in. So that's perfect. Beat through that wall. He freezes up the Eagle Artillery in one of those Inferno towers. Keeps them raged up. Look how fast they just tear through that core. Now the threat's gone. This base is done. There's nothing else to talk about. He's got hogs. He's got Valk still to deploy. His queen's still up. We've got a healer on her over there, so that's perfect. We'll just fast forward through it because it just destroys the rest of this base and the underdeveloped part of it. But really, really liked the way he set that funnel up and just created it to where he knew where his troops were going to go, and that's what it's all about. So nicely done to Casso. Next one, Osaki Pokemon. Taking out their number 3, doing it with Valks. Again, Town Hall 10 on this one. A little more developed defenses. Obviously, doesn't have the Eagle Artillery, but a little bit every other defense is a little more developed. But it's still this box within a box, and they just put all their crap in it. Like here, here's a box. I'm gonna put most of my crap in here, and my really good crap I'm gonna put in the center box. But again, all you have to know to take these bases out is how to create your funnel. Which I love the fact that my patrons understand this, and they're showing that they understand it. Here it is. All I got to do, create my funnel, send my Valks into the core, rage them up, freeze it up in the core, and boom, there's a 3-star. So I love it. I love watching it happen. Right there, the queen's coming out. She gets a poison put on her, and I still love it. I like it, and I don't like it. How you can click on those now in the middle of attack. Takes out the queen, so that his queen is still doing her thing. Got the healers on. On the left side over here, a couple wall breakers, wizards clearing the trash out. This is where he wants to come in from. The king's going to go down. A couple more wall breakers going in. Just barely avoids that splash damage, but still did not get the wall quite open. But it's okay. It's not that big a deal. Another wall breaker comes in. That one's going to get it done. Opens it up. The queen's still going. Has her rage. Look at that one side over there. Talking about a funnel. There's nothing over there. There's nowhere for him to go that direction. So now all he's got to do is wait. Look where he's sending his Valks from. Lets his king sort of create part of the funnel. Now where are they going to go? There's nowhere for them to go. They're going right up the middle. They're going to the core. Beautiful, Asaki. Beautiful. I mean, I love it. I love watching it. A nice free spell on the backside. There is a balloon in there, but really these Valks are so fast and they've taken it out so quickly, it kind of doesn't even matter. You see a couple of hogs on the backside. The queen's still going. The Valks are still going. They're going to beat through these Lego walls pretty quick, get out, and now just start tearing up the rest of this, the secondary box with the lesser important stuff in it. So very nice, Asaki. Again, that funnel was beautiful. It was perfect. It's exactly how you take out a base like this, and you showed everyone how easy it can be. So nice job, man. All right, moving on. Let's look at number 5 here. This is Levithium. Is that how you say that? Levithium. Yep, looks like how you'd say it. A little bit, more complex base as far as it's not just a box inside of a box, it's a bunch of small boxes. So, okay, that adds a degree of difficulty. But Levithium says, no problem. I'm going to come in with my queen. I'm going to drop a couple of minions down and make sure she goes the direction I want. And as she does that, she's going to start taking out some of these point defense, dealing with all that. Those minions do get taken out by that bomb, and that's going to make the queen go up. So maybe should have given those minions a little more time, and I think the queen would have went the way he wanted to, but he adapts. You don't just throw your hand to him and say, okay, attack's over. You move on. So she's coming around. I'm going to go ahead and rage her up, make sure that she doesn't go down. But here's the problem. Look at this. It's so close you wouldn't even think it could hit it, but watch that. Boom, it gets on her. And it's a single target, so that's not good. It uses her queen's ability, but there's too much damage there. There's too much stuff focused on her, and that's going to allow a lot. Look at it, gets right back on it. No healing coming to her. She goes down. So now he's sort of like, uh-oh, this is not good. My queen was supposed to do more of that. My queen was supposed to go down and take out a lot of different stuff and stay away from those inferno towers. But he comes in from the top, drops down. His healers are still alive, so they were safe there, so that's good. Drops down the golem there, a couple of wall breakers and some wizards to create the funnel. Wants to push everything in here. He's got his jump spell. His Valks are coming in. Obviously, the queen is going to help draw them in. He almost has a catastrophe here because some of his Valks walk, but that queen helps to draw them back in, so it sort of saves the day there. Drops the jump spell. That's going to let everything get to the core. Now, once they're safe, they're in the core, he can really start focusing on dropping this rage down. Drops a heal spell for him. Remember, it's just these two single inferno, so a lot of those Valks are getting healed right there. So king comes through, the Valks come through, they're raged up. He uses that king's ability, I think, here in just a moment. But both Inferno Towers are down. Now it's time to send in the hogs on the backside. Real tight, real tight on the defenses. There's nowhere for giant bombs to be. So he knows once he gets the hogs in there, they're completely safe. Doesn't need a heal spell for them. Just let them do their thing. Let them go through. There's going to be plenty of damage coming through them. Last few defenses on the bottom here go down, and then from there, it's a 3-star. Just clean up. So really nice. There's one mortar that made it over there, but the hogs would backtrack and grab it. But really nice attack. It didn't go quite right at the start, but he just held on. He adapted and got the 3-star. So well done. All right. Number 7, Jonathan. This is some Town Hall 9 action now. Really nice attack. There's one thing I would change, and that's these Quake spells right here. People ask me all the time, like, Jake, when do you use Quake? When do you use Jump? And I always tell them, well, it depends on what you're doing. If you're taking out an area where, it needs to be open for a long time because troops might use it more than once. They're going to go through it. They're going to backtrack in the center of a base where a lot of compartments converge, and they got to clear this compartment, and they got to go back and into the next compartment, and then backtrack through that same area into the next compartment. That's a good use for Quake spells. But here, he's just connected one compartment to the next. A jump spell is much better there. These Valks, his kill squad, is going to clear these archers, these cannons that mortar out very quickly, and then they're going to move on. There's nothing to backtrack to. He only connected 2 compartments. So that's the one thing I would change. I think he wasted a spell slot here. Or 2, I guess, you could say however you want to call it. He could have been better off with a jump and something else, but it's still a beautiful attack. He opens up that compartment in the core. He sends in, gets the CC lure, pulls that out, takes care of it. Wall breaker's going to come in here, and now his Valks are going to go in. As soon as those wall breakers go down, most of them reroute. He should have let those wall breakers open it up before he dropped his Valks, but no big deal. They're going to go into the core. You see giant bombs going off. But see what I'm talking about here. Look how that's already cleared out. Now they're gone. There's no reason for anybody to backtrack and use that access point again. Everything's moving forward at this point. But they do take out some of those Teslas. They take out, the town hall. There's giant bombs going off, and there's giant bombs going off around the outside. Like, this is not the best place for giant bombs, but it doesn't matter. He's sending in his hogs, really being nice and frugal with his hogs, holding on to him here. He doesn't have any heal spell. He wants to just move them through. Finally starts putting the rest of the men up top, as a lot of these defenses are being distracted by these Valks that are still inside that core. His queen's still going around the outside, and now everything's going to sort of congregate, sort of get together. and start taking out these last few defenses. The queen's going to grab her death there, excuse me, on that Tesla. That's the last defense sort of poked on her while she was dealing with the storage. But right there, the hogs get it. A couple of Valks up, a couple of hogs up, a couple of minions to clean up. Nicely done to Jonathan. All right. Moving on. I got quite a few for you guys this time. I got quite a few. I try to take care of my patrons the best I can, get as many of them shown as I can. I couldn't show many more simply because, guys, some of these bases on the defense were, some of these are bad, but some of them were really bad. So I did the best I could. Sorry for you to get your attack shown, guys. I'll try to rotate them the best I can on these wars that I cover. Here's MIDI coming in and doing number 8 here with a nice Govaho. Comes in with a couple of golems. Wizards creating that funnel. Look how quickly he made that nice funnel on the outside. It's all good. Now the wall breakers, the Valks, everything going right up the middle. As that compartment opens up, the Valks, there's no question where they're going. They're going right in. Queen's taking out that last defense, and now with the jump spell, really wasn't. I guess I don't know how they got all those wall breakers made it all the way into the core. That jump spell really wasn't needed there. Could have used it on the backside, but sometimes in the heat of battle, it's really hard to see that. You've got a plan, it's in your head, and you just stick with it. I've done it. You guys have done it. You know you have. So kind of a waste of jump spell, but I'm sure that MIDI did not think those wall breakers would make it through that many layers, but they did. Now the hogs coming in on the backside, dropping down. I love that heal spell because it actually helped out a couple of his Valks, I think, and that golem, and his hogs, all of them in one. So really good placement on that. The queen's coming through on the right side. The hogs going right up the middle. This golem is still doing a little bit of work. There's one can that kind of slipped through the cracks down there. Last heal spell around all this point defense. Wants to keep as many hogs alive as he can. And from there, it is just cleanup time. That one cannon, no big deal. Got wizards on both sides, which is perfect. The queen, it's just going to be a matter of time for the 3-star. So really nicely done. Okay, as soon as this one's done, we'll move on. Grabbing some more Town Hall 9 stuff. We do have a couple, I think a couple of Town Hall 8 attacks for you guys today as well. Koro on number 11. I like this one. Air attack. There you go. You don't see it that often. I love seeing it. And this one was really nice. This is like a compact base. Most people don't throw air attacks at these super compact bases, but it can be very effective. Dropped in that golem, dropped in a couple of wizards, the queen, wall breakers, and wants to get in here, get this queen taken care of, get this air defense taken care of. It's easy air defense, Just want to grab that up. I'm not sure why he didn't drop the jump spell to where it connects to that next air defense compartment. I mean, this is an air attack. Air defenses are everything, but it's okay. Gets the queen taken care of, gets the first air defense taken care of, and from there they're going to get into that core and grab some of these Teslas, things like that. It's going to be good. So probably could have got another air defense with this kill squad. Maybe not. I don't know. It might not have lasted long enough, but I think maybe he could have. We'll see. But comes in with his Lava Hounds, and I love the patience and the timing on this. It's perfect. Sends in his Lava Hound. Balloons there, sort of clears this side of it. Once that's down, now the next Lava Hound, it just takes it in sections. Doesn't rush anything. It doesn't just spam it. This is a very surgical attack, very precise attack, and that's what I like to see. Look at that, these balloons cutting across the middle. What do I tell you guys all the time? Love it. It's done right. Spell placement is money. Puts them right onto those air defenses as quickly as possible. Got nice spread on his pups up top that are already well underway on cleanup. Down to this last air defense. It goes down, actually, the Lava Hound goes down. It's got one more Lava Hound, taking quite a bit of damage, but he's got these balloons still left over for the backside. That's perfect. Last Rage spell goes, puts those balloons top of that air defense, and from there, it is over. You see the X-bow pointed down, not going to do anything to his balloons here. Last few balloons cutting up here, trying to get into that Tesla. The last thing that can hit him, can he get it? Oh, he does, just barely any life left. Nicely done, though. There you go. Takes out the last few defenses. Pups get the cleanup. Beautiful attack by Koro. Nicely done. I think he had a 6-star war, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. So well done. All right, dropping down a few spots now, getting down a little lower on the Town Hall 9 poll, which is good. You guys like to see that stuff, and I do too. Because look at this crazy base. But people show me bases like this. They'll tweet them at me or whatever. Like, what do I do with this base? I've never seen it before. It's something weird. Which is what I've told you guys. You're in a... What makes something hard for someone is not necessarily that it's like a super hard base. It's something they've never done before. They've never seen it before. But here you go. A good friend 120 just says, hey, this is simple. I'm going to take out this air defense. I'm going to use these dragons, and I'm going to tear this base to pieces. He's going to come in from the top with his queen. Got the healers for his queen there, so that's nice. Takes out one section on the left there. Wants to make sure the queen's going where he wants her to. Can easily get to this air defense on the right, so that's perfect. That's what he's sort of aiming for. Let the queen just walk her way down. And again, he's got these dragons. And I love watch how he sets this up, because these dragons, you just start deploying dragons on a base like this, and it's going to go crazy on you. They're going to go everywhere. But you can control dragons. People, for the first 8 months I did YouTube, all I ever heard was you can't control dragons. And that's not true. Of course you can control them. They have a very set, um, targeting system. As long as you understand it and set it up, you can control them just however you want to. So this is huge value here. Getting this queen in here is going to get these Teslas, going to get the king taken care of, going to get a sweeper, going to get these air defenses. It's just beautiful. So nicely done there. Very patient, letting it develop. Again, the queen's going to step over, grab that air defense. Now look at this minion right here. This is important. This is important what this minion's doing. Because now when you put these dragons, where can they go? There's nowhere for them to go besides right through. I mean, it's like a line. It's like a runway. That's where they're going to go. He knows where they're going. So they're going to tear through all these defenses. They can't get crazy on him. They can't go anywhere else. There's only one option. I love it. Sends another minion in down here in the bottom here in a second to take out another one of those army camps. He wants to keep these army camps gone so that there's nowhere else for those dragons to go. Perfect. Rage up top to keep his queen going, keep her alive and healed up. Again, you see they're just tearing through this base, right through that middle section where all the defense is. On the bottom, there's nothing. It's just noise. It's just trash buildings, you know? You want your dragons taking out the defenses, then let them worry about all that stuff. See the queen up there taking a lot of damage, finally pops her ability, takes out the defending queen. Again, the dragon's just right where he wants them, just keeping them moving there, taking out defenses. We'll fast forward because it's a little bit slow here, but this was beautiful in my mind. This really was. No, it wasn't the hardest base in the world, but this type of stuff can trip people up. And good friend 120 made it look very easy. Did it just right. You know, the last thing's going down is this crap at the bottom where nothing matters. All the important stuff went down on the front end, so very nicely done. All right, moving down even further to 22. Looking at Z-Rob with 12 heroes. And people have been asking me lately, hey, Jake, because they haven't watched my queen walk video, how high is I've got a level 20 queen. Can I start queen walking? Yes. You should have been queen walking. Look at Z-Rob doing it here. Level 15 queen. He's walking her into this base. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Drops her down. Checking out some of these, that army camp's a pretty good indicator. He knows where she can go, but using that wizard to try, I think he was trying to push her up here, but really there's no way to with those storages there. I mean, she's gonna go down here, but it's fine. She's gonna get in. She's gonna deal with this defending queen. She's gonna get good value still. So it's not where he wanted her to go. He wanted her to get in there up towards the top, but I think he did anyways. I could be wrong, completely wrong, but with that wizard there, that indicates to me he wanted her to go the other way. But those storages, that was all just too tight right there. There was no way to make her go that way. So he adapts. He drops in. Oh, sorry, let me do that. He drops in the golem, another wizard up there, and his jump spell. Now he wants to get right into that queen. Again, he didn't have to because the queen is going to actually take care of that. But he's going to get into the core here. It's good. I mean, the king's going to start to go in. You see, he's going to take out this these storages right here. Really jammed him up there because that king steps up. The golem's going in, and he is getting, he's tanking, but there's nothing really to back him up. Finally, the king, luckily those skeletons, they brought the king and the wizards in, which was kind of lucky. But hey, it's all good. They go in there, take out those Teslas, and then from there it's hogging time. He's got lots of hogs. He's got a rage still for his queen. She's still going. I mean, the queen's still going. Level 15. Got heals for his hogs, got rages for his queen if he needs it. He's going to let these guys start moving through. Drops down that first heal spell. He's being nice and patient on the deployment of his hogs. And he's got 15 hogs that he hasn't deployed. Drops a couple more down the bottom there. Queen getting a little bit low. Could have raged her up there or used her ability, but he held on. Maybe it was he might have been distracted or he might have just been brave. Either way, it worked out perfectly. Queen gets healed back up. Still drops that last heal spell in there. Still has the rage. I mean, he swagged a rage spell. I mean, my goodness. I mean, he didn't have to drop that. There was nothing at all making him drop that. That's a swag spell. So beautiful, Z-Rob. Way to show him how to not be afraid to queen walk, even at low level. Very well done, man. Good job. All right, a couple of Town Hall 8 attacks, and we will wrap up here. Let's see. Let's look at Malcolm on number 30 right here. Malcolm taking out number 30. Love it. Quakes for his Go Vaho, which is awesome. Always fun attack. And this is kind of, I still say, people ask me on the last stream what was most effective at Town Hall 8. It's still, to me, Mass Hogs. I mean, this is fancier than it has to be, but it's nice to watch and it's fun to watch, and it is very effective if you know what you're doing. Drops the Quakes in, opens up that core. Knows there's probably giant bombs in there somewhere. Grabs the easy CC lure, pulls it down to the bottom. This was a beautiful CC kill. We'll do it ×2 here, but just drop down his golem and then wizards right behind it. And boom, everything's focusing the golem, and the wizards roast the dragon and the balloon. So nicely done there. Now he just letting the wall breakers go in, waiting for that splash damage nicely. Opens it up. More wizards on the corners here to just create this funnel. He wants make sure his Valks and everything are going in. So that was nicely done. As soon as these collectors go down, he knows he's safe to drop them in. Here they come. Drops his CC Valks, his Valks right behind him, and they're all going to the core. So really it's all about your funnel, which he did very, very nicely. And already he's sending these hogs in. That's because everything's distracted. They're focusing these core troops. So when they do that, when they look into the core, it's time to send your hogs in. That's easy money right there. So well done, Malcolm. You see the giant bombs going off in the core. He knows his hogs are safe. Just keeps those Valks going all the way through and dropping the heal spell for his hogs where needed up there. Everything's pretty tight right there, so that's perfect. Couple of skeletons chasing, but no big deal. Nothing that's going to take his hogs out. Last few defenses on the bottom. The hogs will wrap around. They'll get to it eventually. I'll tell you, he's got a lot of Valks left. He's got wizards left. He's got hogs left. He's just got this base just absolutely destroyed. Beautiful, beautiful, Malcolm. All right, one more. Let's let this finish up. Grab this 3-star as the Valks and hogs finish everything off. And here we go. Drop down a few more spots and check out, let's see, number 33, Mini-Me on number 33, and another Govalo. We don't get to see these very often. I love it. So now the real question is, because we already know it's a 3-star, was his balloons on time or were they late? And we'll see. We'll see. Drops in the golem. That in itself pulls out the CC right there on the outside, so that's good. Dropping down that giant just because he needs a distraction there for his funnel, so that's perfect. If you need it, you got to spend it, just the way it is. C troops coming out. His golems are getting torn up, or his golems get torn up pretty bad here, but his wizards are now locking onto the dragon and the balloon. They're going to do a lot of work, and his Valks are coming in. Again, he's got it opened up. He knows where they're going. The funnel's created. He spent the time to do it, spent the troop space to do it. Now they're just going to start working through the base. So that's perfect. The king is sort of going opposite them, which is good as well, because right there you see giant bombs start going off. The king's got a few wizards over there with him helping out. And now the balloon's coming in. Is that late? Yeah, I think that's late. This cannon's taking like 8 shots at those Valks. There's no air defense up top. He should have had these balloons already there. But hey, still, Mini-Me. It's awesome. It's okay. Everybody goes late. I don't know why, but everybody goes late. Balloons are terrible cleanup troops. Valks are great cleanup troops. Hogs are great cleanup troops. But you're protecting your balloons at the peril of your hogs and your Valks, is my opinion. That's why I always say it's better to go early. It's better to lose a few balloons on the way in than it is to lose a few hogs or Valks being late. But he's still got the 3-star. You see, he doesn't have a whole lot of Valks and hogs left, but he's got several balloons. But those air traps there are taking out quite a few of them as well. Beautiful attack, Mini-Me. Awesome job. All right, guys, that is it. Awesome job to everybody at OneHive Patreon. Just a great group of guys and girls. I love doing work with them. I truly apologize to you guys. I noticed there were several that were looking forward to warning me, and I'm sorry. I promise I'll make the next one. It just happened. It was just an accident. I didn't think about it, just drew a blank and missed it. But I will definitely get in on the next one. Real quick, the Patreon shout-out for today goes out to Aussie Chaos from Chaos Hammer, another great clan with several patrons in it. And I love going over there and visit those guys. I mean, these guys are legit. They actually ward. They ward. I believe it was the Patreon clan, or was it? Yeah, Chaos Hammer. That's the one I always talk about. Yeah, they ward the Patreon clan. I actually beat the Patreon clan, one of the few clans to achieve that. So they are Chaos Hammer. You guys know them. You guys know them by now. I talk about them all the time. But they're awesome. Chaos Hammer over there. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the support. All right, guys. That's it. Until next time, Jake from OneHive doing my best to help you guys suck less.